moderate heat in my pan.
Okay.
And start with a good bit of butter, probably.
Butter.
Probably, yes, and butter, not margarine, not something else. So we let the butter melt down a little bit. I start with a pretty moderate heat.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I have a chopped onion. Personally, I prefer a sweeter onion.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the season.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in the winter it might be the yellow onions.
Mm-hmm. In the summer you could use Vidalia.
That's exactly what that is.
All right,
yeah,
a Vidalia onion. Good.
Nice and sweet.
All right, good. So while that's getting melted, what do we do next?
I always ahead of time do my potatoes. I boil my potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I boil them whole potatoes. Wash them, boil them till they're fork tender.
Mm-hmm.
And then I cool them, and then I will peel them and dice them. And I try to get a uniform size.
So everything cooks at the same time.
It cooks at the same time, and then when you are having your chowder, you're going to get a piece of potato, you're going to get a little bit of clam, you're going to get a little bit of onion. Mm-hmm. You want a little bit of everything on your spoon.
Right. Okay.
I would like a little bit of salt, which is to your left.
Yes. Okay. So we have some salt.
Yep.
So that was like 1 onion and
Yes.
a couple tablespoons of the butter, right?
Yes.
Is this enough salt?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I'd
good.
say that probably about a teaspoon or so of salt.
Okay, good.
We got some action going on in here.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to add 2 cloves of garlic
All right.
through my handy dandy garlic
Your
press.
handy dandy garlic
Yes.
mincer. Okay.
And I never want to miss a bit of it, so
Yeah.
we're going to take all of it.
Okay. Good. Do you like to add any kind of hotness to this, like hot red pepper or anything?
Well, in my secret house spice blend here,
Yeah.
there is some red pepper flakes in here.
Mm-hmm.
I make a house spice blend that I use in my chowder. It's kind of a secret
It's
recipe
a secret,
thing.
so we won't tell anybody what's in it, right? But
Well, there's a multitude of things in there.
Okay.
I can tell you what they are. I just don't tell you the quantities of them.
okay. So we've got rosemary.
Yes.
And that is from your garden?
That's from my garden.
Perfect. And you've got some
Some bay leaves.
bay leaf.
Yep.
And then you've got
Some
some
dried basil from the garden.
dried basil from the garden.
And there's
What's this?
also a little bit of thyme from the garden in the bottom of here.
And that's all going to get ground up.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then I've got some dried onion. This is purchased. It's
Yeah.
dried diced onion. It's good for a multitude of things because when I make a lot of spice blend ahead, and if I used fresh onions, it would
With mold.
Yeah, it would mold.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, and we've got
You've got some celery
some
seed.
celery seed,
So you've got some, what is
some
this? Your
coriander,
and you've got some marjoram.
marjoram. Yep, and there's usually a little bit of red pepper flakes in there.
Okay, so you blend all that together and you get this,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yep, and I
All
just
right.
fill a mason jar and
And then you keep it.
And then I
it
keep
stays
it.
like that.
it does.
That's great. Okay, so that's going to go in to flavor our New England clam
Yes,
chowder.
so I've got the butter, the onions, the garlic in there, and everything's
Yeah.
starting to cook down. So I sprinkle the spice blend right in.
So that was about, what, a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons?
I would say about a tablespoon and
Okay.
a half.
Tablespoon and a half.
Yeah,
All right, good.
and then kind of move it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Then I'll put my potatoes in.
Okay.
Because I want to coat the potatoes
Yeah.
with the spice. 'Cause
And that was about, what, 3 cups, 4 cups potatoes diced? It looks like
it's
quart.
a quart.
Yeah, a quart of
2
potatoes.
ounces. Yep, thereabouts.
All right, so you coat the potatoes
I
with
coat-
all the spices.
Yes, I coat the potatoes pretty well.
Yeah.
I like them that way. This chowder recipe is thin. There's no thickener in it. There's
No
no
flour.
No flour. There's no starch or anything.
Yeah.
We just let it do its thing.
And this is what you're going to serve at the lunch hour, right,
Yes.
today?
Yep, this will be the special for today.
How much do you usually make?
Clam chowder, I usually make about 20 gallons a day.
And that all goes?
That goes, and then we've also got lobster stew and fish chowder on as
Okay.
well. So we
All
could
right.
we normally have 3 chowders, sometimes there's 4. So I've coated my potatoes quite well here.
Yeah.
Again, it kind of heats on a little bit of low.
Yeah.
I'm going to add probably about a half a cup of white wine.
Okay. All right, a half a cup of white wine. So we can use any dry white wine. Yeah.
Anything. What the rule of thumb is whatever you drink, whatever
Yeah,
you like,
you cook with.
That's what
Yeah,
you cook
yeah,
with.
yeah. And are you going to let that evaporate?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And again, coat the potatoes and everything, make everybody all happy together in there.
Yeah.
And heat is low to medium. I really don't want to brown anything. I want to let things evaporate and get happy,
Now,
as I say.
always find that when I make a chowder or any kind of a fish stew, it's always better the next day.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. For the
Yeah.
restaurant, we usually start the chowders in the afternoon.
The day
stock,
before.
right? And
Yeah.
then depending upon, I don't know how I feel. Will I add the milk tonight, or will I do it first thing in the morning?
Yeah, okay.
And then I've always got to check for salt and pepper and butter.
Okay.
So,
So that's looking good.
yeah, and it smells good.
It does smell
You got
good,
your
yeah.
garlic and your it's a perfect storm of garlic and white wine and butter. I don't know what it
Right.
is about that. All right, I would say that this is just about ready to add the clams to.
Okay. There you go.
All righty. I don't want to miss a bit of juice.
No.
Slow and steady always wins the race.
Right.
All right, so again, it's always stirring, stirring, stirring.
Now, do you need to add more salt at this point, or are you going to wait to taste it when it's done?
I wait to taste
Yeah.
it. They come from a salted ocean.
Right.
That's-
So that's true.
Yeah, let it
Yeah.
do its thing.
And the Italians always say quanto basta when it comes to seasoning. You know, whatever.
It's whatever you,
want.
like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start to bring this up to temperature a little bit more.
Okay.
I've got whole milk that I add to it.
Okay.
I don't use cream.
No cream.
Whole milk
Okay.
and butter.
Okay.
Yeah. So before it gets too hot, I like to add the milk
Yeah,
so that
so
it
it
can
doesn't
so it
curdle
can
a
do
little
its dance together. And it's how much milk you would like to add. There's
So this is not a thick wallpaper paste type of clam chowder.
no. And while it's heating, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at that going, that could use some more butter
Okay.
for me personally.
Yeah, all right.
So I'll-
That's going to give it a certain richness for sure.
it does,
Yeah.
and it gives it a nice feel, and I don't know, butter's good.
Now, I think we could let this go now, right? Let
Yeah,
this cook?
yeah.
You cover it at all?
No, I
Okay,
don't. Yeah,
uncovered.
and that's part of it is a little bit of evaporation and just no covering.
Okay.